Oh my God, I said I would never do it again, and I did it again. Oh, I went so many days. I went at least 4 days without doing it. I went at least, oh. Okay. Try this again. Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, we are almost at I said that twice. Set it back to 0. I'm getting a sign that says 0 days without being muted. I'm going to get a sign. I'm going to put it right here somewhere. Right here. I think I could do that electronically because, you know, it's a computer. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. So, we're around video 300. We are not 300 yet. We are close, though. We're going to hit it this week. It takes me long to set up the stream because I have to scroll the whole way down to whatever video we're on. So I scroll down to the bottom, and then I have to wait for the next batch to unload, and then I can scroll down, and then the next batch unloads, and then I can scroll down until I finally get to 300. I would love to just leave it up so that when we are ready for OJ, I just poop, press play right where we left off. But I can't do that because I have freaking cats. And they don't let me have nice things. No. If I set something in a spot, their whole job, all of them, is to destroy it. It doesn't matter what it is, they destroy it. So I'm trying to move upstairs, but it's a big deal. So I have to rearrange everything upstairs by myself to get myself upstairs. And here's what keeps happening, which a lot of you will understand. You really will. I go upstairs, and I know I have to make a video, or two, and some shorts to go with it. So, like, I'll start recording, and while that's recording, I'll get up, and I'll try to start rearranging everything, but then I get distracted. I get distracted. So I start moving stuff. It's just me. So if I want to move a dresser, then I have to take everything out of the dresser. I can't move a full dresser. All right, I'm strong. I'm very strong. But I'm not moving a full dresser strong. I'm moving an empty dresser strong. Listen, women can do anything men can do. We just do it differently. We have to do it differently. And so when I open a drawer then I get distracted. And I'm like, oh, well, while I'm here, I might as well get rid of some of the stuff I don't want. And then I start going through some stuff, and then I got donation, and I got throwaway, and I got trash. Oh, well, there's the same thing. It's like a squirrel, yep. And then I get some stuff, and I'm like, oh, I should do this in the kitchen. You know what I mean? I'll find something. I needed this for the kitchen. I'll just go downstairs and fix that real quick. And so I really, really wanted to do it today. I have every intention. I had every intention of doing it yesterday. I know how important it is. Like if they destroy one more thing, I'm not going to be able to stream. I just won't. So I know it's very, very important. But you know, I get upstairs and then, oh, I can do it a little later. Oh, I can fix this a little later. And then I have to, one of the kids need me, and I have to do things like eat and sleep, which really is annoying when I'm right in the middle of something and I have to eat. I have to sleep. So, I'm going to get there. Then it looks worse than when you started. It does. My bedroom is so messy right now because of this. I'm wondering, well, I'll be able to stream because of this. But this is humongous. This is my green screen. It goes from the tippy top of the ceiling, and it almost touches the floor. So now I have to attach this to my ceiling upstairs, and I'm 100,000% sure I can't find the staples. But I know where the staple gun is, which is way more important. You can go get more staples. Make a list. Fine, but when I make a list, that list turns into a list of a list. So like, do A, B, and C, but to do A, you have to do A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, but to do 1, you have to do A, B, C, D. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds logical, Josh, but it's not. That's a trap. And then because I'm moving everything, I obviously have to deep clean it. Well, because like, how often am I gonna get to do this? You know what I mean? I have to clean it while I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm working on it. I really am. I do work on it. I do try. Now you're just rude. Then you lose your list. Yeah, Josh, why would I make a list? Then I'll just feel bad about losing it. Or else I'll not make one. Sorry. All right. We're never gonna get through the rest of the videos if I don't shut up and play the video, right? So I lost the freaking video. There it is. It's not on the speed. I'm fixing it now.
Both of these are photographs of the palm surface of the left hand.
Yes.
Let's start with 28, identifying specifically any injuries you see.
G28, I went over the sharp force injuries to the base of the thumb and the base of the little finger here. Not base, actually, it's more on the palm of the hand, near the same area as the base of the little finger. And we also discussed an abrasion to the tip of the left thumb, and we also discussed a linear abrasion to the base of the left thumb.
Doctor, is that abrasion, or those abrasions, I think you talked about abrasions that can be inflicted if Mr. Goldman attempted to grab the knife and the knife rotated against?
Not this abrasion. This is a scrape type abrasion, which could be, it's non-specific.
That abrasion, for the record, is the one that appears to be near the end where the nail is of the thumb, on the palmar surface, though, correct?
Yes.
Was it consistent with any of the other abrasions?
I don't have a doctor.
No, even this linear abrasion could have
I don't
other.
have a chance of that.
It's a nondescript linear abrasion, which could be from a rough surface.
Keep your voice up.
A rough surface from the plant material, trying to hold it or trying to brace yourself.
Now, doctor, have you arbitrarily numbered these injuries?
Yes, I have. The left thumb, the one near the tip, I call injury number 1.
All right, let's take care of that one. Is it addressed in the protocol?
Not in the main protocol. It's not described in the diagram. It is only addressed in the addendum.
I think we have the addendum right here. Board 10G. We can put it over the protocol for just a second. Where in the addendum, doctor?
Page 5, number 16. Number here, distal phalanx of the left thumb, 3/8 inch by 1/16 inch operation.
Is this an accurate description, in your opinion, of what you see in photograph G28, injury number 1?
Yes.
Let me outline this in the addendum in red, and I'll write G-28, INJ number 1. Doctor, again, would these be mistakes on the part of Dr. Goldman not to have addressed it originally in the protocol?
I can't fix it.
Yes.
And not to have diagrammed
It'll
it?
get done when it gets done.
Are they of any significance individually or collectively?
Not to the big picture items which we have discussed.
Same reasons?
Yes.
All right. Are we done with injury number 1?
Yes.
How about injury number
Yes,
2?
I
Injury number 2 is that linear abrasion in the base of the
So
thumb here. You can see it here running.
Is that addressed in the protocol?
No.
In the
I stream for 4 hours. And then I work my shift. And then I have to find content for the next stream and videos. And then edit them and then thumbnails. And then I have to eat and sleep and, shower and pet a cat and do some dishes. And it's, hey, my goodness. Twice today, guys. I'm so freaking famous. Bill, I promised I would go to your stream last night. I don't know if you streamed because I fell asleep again. I hate when I have to sleep like that. You guys, I love going to Bill's streams the most because I can just sit back and chat. There's no cameras on me. I don't have to worry about mute. I can just watch a freaking court video and chat. I could be laying down. I could be sitting up. I could be eating, or doing something worse, and nobody sees me. I love going to Bill's streams. It is cancel culture. I crack myself up. I love going to his chat because it's nice and relaxing. And then I feel guilty when I'm in his chat too, because like, first off, I feel guilty of what if, people don't watch his show because they hate me. Which is possible. That's not a stretch, If they're worried they're going to see me there, they're going to like cut out. I get worried about that. I get worried if anybody talks to me about my channel at all in Bill's chat. I get very, shit, don't talk about don't talk about that. And then I feel guilty because I should be working. I should be grabbing a video. I should be making a thumbnail. I should be getting content for my stream. So, Bill, I pay a price when I go to your chat. Mentally, I beat myself up. But it's so lovely. Sorry, I gotta get back to OJ. I'm very talky today. It's Monday, that's why.
The diagrams anywhere?
No.
In the addendum?
No.
All mistakes?
Yes.
Any significance, individually or collectively?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
Anything more to say about injury number 2?
No.
Let's go to injury number 3.
Injury number 3 is a cut to the base of the thumb.
Keep your voice up if
It's a cut to the base of the thumb. It's half an inch in length.
Is this a defensive wound, doctor?
Yes.
And in fact, would you describe the other 2 as defensive wounds?
Yes.
All right, is that injury number 3 addressed in the protocol?
Yes.
Where?
Page 11, number 3. Right here, page 11, number 3, item palmar surface of the left hand, the web of the thumb. There's a 3/4 of an inch cutting wound involving the skin and subcutaneous tissue, 1/4 inch deep with hemorrhage in the margins. This is compatible with the difference wound, the whole paragraph.
Doctor, is this paragraph in its entirety, in your opinion, accurate in its description and opinion as to the type of injury that injury number 3 of G28 is?
Yes.
Let me outline that on our board 0G. I'll do it in red and I'll write out at the side G-28 INJ number 3.
I was worried we were going
Is
to
that,
get through
injury
it
number
today
3
without
diagram?
him outlining
It's diagram in
everything.
23
But don't worry, guys. We're fine.
1 here.
All right, would you identify, please, for us where it is diagrammed and what, if any, writing is associated with it?
I was
It's
in
diagram
such
at
a
the base of
good
the
mood
thumb.
a minute
It says
ago.
a 3/4 inch incised wound, web of thumb, skin subcu, 1/4 inch deep, hemorrhage,
What does sub-Q mean, doctor?
subcutaneous tissue.
And subcutaneous tissue is a fancy way of saying what?
The soft tissue underlying the skin.
How deep does that mean?
It's here it says the wound is 1/4 inch deep.
And
The
is that
circles are
consistent with
circled.
subcutaneous?
Yes, it will be reaching the subcutaneous tissue at that point.
Let me circle this area that the doctor has referred to on our...
How did nobody punch him? Am I the only one who feels physical violence right now?
Number 3. Is the diagram and the description along with it accurate in your opinion, doctor?
Yes.
Anything further about injury number 3?
No.
Any further injuries on photograph G28?
It also shows the portion of the sharp force injury to the palm I discussed earlier, but I've described it under G29 actually.
All right. Anything else for G28?
No.
Your Honor, do you wish to start on G29 or?
Go ahead.
Let's start with injury number 1 then, however you've designated it on G29.
On G29,
Tona, listen. You are not a nurse. I'm telling you that because I was in the hospital once while I was married. And my husband decided that I was not getting enough IV fluid fast enough. So while I was sleeping, he turned it up. I don't know how to turn it up. I don't know how he turned it up. I don't know how he figured it out. He was not intelligent. So I don't know how he figured out how. But my bag ran out way sooner than it was supposed to while I was sleeping. And the weirdest thing happened. Instead of the IV fluid going into me, the IV was out. So all of my blood was coming out of me and into the bag that was well empty for a while. So I woke up and I noticed my blood going into my IV bag. And he's sleeping. He did this to me, and he's sleeping. And I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure it wasn't life-threatening, but I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was very wrong. So, when you get to the hospital with your husband, don't touch anything. I'm sure the nurses, I'm sure they didn't say it because most people just know. Don't touch anything. I don't know, Nan. All I know is I woke up. It was, my blood is going back up into the back. I remember seeing it clearly. And was very, very, very freaked out. I'm still freaked out over it. And he's sleeping, and then later on that day, because I didn't know what was going on, I didn't know he did anything at that point. I called the nurse fixed it. Later that day, he said that he turned it up because he didn't think I was getting it fast enough. So he said he turned it up. I didn't know you could reverse the drip. I don't know what he did. All I know is he thought he knew more than the whole medical team. So he decided to fix it for me. You can fix his pillows for him. You can fix a blanket for him. I don't know. I have no idea, Nan. All I know is I woke up and my blood was filling up my bag. That's all I know. I don't know any of that medical stuff. As I shouldn't know it. Why should I know any of that? Right? That's what I'm saying. You don't know this stuff, so don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything. Even out of love.
I started with the same wound, which I discussed in G28. It's injury number 1 in my description, and it's 5/8 of an inch in length, and it goes in its ulnar aspect here. And
The ulnar aspect, again, doctor, is towards the pinky or the little finger side?
yes.
All right. Is that addressed in the original protocol?
No.
Is it diagrammed anywhere?
No.
Is it addressed in the addendum?
Yes, it is.
Let's get the addendum. I think we'll switch here for just a second. Let me put this up on this side. Where in the addendum, doctor?
Page 4, number 13.
I could ask Mr. Lynch to join me here.
Thank you, Josh.
Number 13
That's
says
why we
palmar
love
surface of
you.
the left hand, ulnar aspect, transversely oriented wound, 5/8 inch in length.
Is this an accurate description, in your opinion, of what you see in that photograph?
Yes.
Let me outline that in red. And I'll write G-29 INJ number 1. Doctor, again, mistakes not to address it originally in the protocol,
Yes.
not to diagram it,
Yes.
singularly, collectively, any significance to you?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
All right. One more, okay. Injury number 2 of photo G29. Let me take this down if I could, please. Okay.
Injury number 2 is located to the little finger, and you see it here. It's a 3/8 inch by 1/4 inch abrasion in my measurement of the 1:1 photograph, with the skin being peeled off, with a flap of peeled skin seen here. I'm pointing to it.
Is the fact you see a flap of peeled skin of significance to you in identifying how that injury came to be inflicted?
As I mentioned earlier, yesterday, I felt that it could be related to this cut in the left palm of the hand when the knife was, there was an attempted probable grabbing of the knife, and with the knife turning, the skin could have been peeled off. That's one way it could have occurred, because if you look at the flap of the skin, it looks like a very thin flap which has been come off of the surface.
Is the direction of the flap of some significance to you in evaluating the direction of the force which has created that abrasion?
Yes, it would mean two things. Either the skin moved in a fashion towards the wrist, the hand moving in this manner on the downward, or the force which caused it moved upwards to the tip of the finger to peel the skin in such a manner that you have a flap of skin towards the distal aspect of the finger.
And for the record, Your Honor, Dr. Lakshmanan used his right hand to move upward against the left palm of his, the palm of his left hand.
I'll just give you one possible mechanism how it could occur.
Was this addressed in the protocol, injury number 2?
No.
Diagram
No.
addressed in the addendum.
Yes, it has been.
Let's throw the addendum back up and take care of this one. Where, Doctor?
It was addressed on page 5, number 15.
Page 5, number
15, yes. Says the volar surface of the left fifth finger shows a superficial brown abrasion with a 3/8 inch, measuring 3/8 of an inch by 3/8 of an inch with portions of avulsed skin.
Avulsed is a fancy way of saying what, Doctor?
Peeled off.
And volar is the palm side of the hand?
Yes.
Is this an accurate description, in your opinion, of the injury number 2? Where, is it injury 2 or 3?
Yes, injury number 2.
That you see in that photograph, G29.
Yes.
Let me outline that in red. On the board, this is 10G again, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I'll write G-29, INJ, number 2. Anything further about injury number 2 of
No.
G29?
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our recess, mid-morning recess. Please remember all of my admonitions to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves, form any opinions about the case, allow anybody to communicate with you, or conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you. We'll take a 15-minute recess. All right? Back on the record in the Simpson matter. All parties are again present. All right, Deputy Magnar, let's have the jurors, please.
I'm working on it, guys. I don't know what's going on. Although this is more riveting than medical
And I think we're
examiner.
now on to, if there is an injury number 3 of G29, we're at that stage.
Yes. The injury number 3 is an area of abrasion injury to the palm of the hand in the middle finger, and it's near the tip of the middle finger. They are about 3 abrasions there, 1, 2, and 3, and they measure approximately 1/4 inch by 1/16 inch and 3/8 inch and 1/4 inch by 1/16 inch, and that's injury number 3.
Have you marked, I think, collectively these abrasions as injury number 3?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion, Doctor, as to the manner in which injury number 3, these series of abrasions were received?
That's a non-specific blunt force injury, and it could be from scraping against any rough surface.
Doctor, is this addressed in the protocol?
No.
Diagrammed anywhere?
No.
Addressed in the addendum?
Yes.
Where in the addendum?
Page 5, number 14.
Let me pull the board down this way so we can see the injury, and if Mr. Lynch can turn to page 5. Doctor, does that description in item 14 of page 5 accurately describe, in your opinion, what you have described as injury number 3?
No, it has been described collectively here, but actually there are, you can see 3 separate abrasions, but in the same area. So the report describes abrasion collectively rather than individually.
Are you able then to see that these are individual abrasions?
Well, you can see there are some areas where they oppose each other, but they look like 3 separate areas of injury.
When you say they oppose each other, what do you mean?
The margins oppose.
They're opposite each other?
They touch each other.
Now, Doctor, in your opinion, is it a mistake on the part of Dr. Golden to have described these in the addendum collectively rather than to see them and describe them as individual abrasions?
Yes.
And his mistake, I assume you find it to be a mistake of not including it in the protocol and a mistake of not diagramming it?
Yes.
Collectively, individually, any significance to them?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
If Mr. Lynch could, because I think he's going to have a better chance, maybe in blue, outline that area on the board the addendum 10G, and then write out at the side, if you would please, G29, INJ number 3. And if you could write in quotation marks collectively. And may the record reflect that he has done so, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, Doctor, anything further regarding injury number 3?
No.
We could ask Mr. Lynchton to take down the addendum. Let's go to, is there an injury number 4 in the photograph of the palm of the left hand, G29?
No.
So are we done with that photograph?
Yes, we have.
All right, let's go to, I think we then talked about G26, and then we had the smaller photograph that is G25.
Yes.
And this is now the back of the left hand,
Yes.
and the wrist and lower part of the arm?
Yes.
All right, do you have, again, this arbitrary numbering system for injury scene?
Yes.
Let's start with injury number 1.
Injury number 1 is the contusion to the back of the hand with a small abrasion which is punctate overlying it.
Doctor, is this, again, the same kind of contusion with punctate abrasion identified earlier on photograph G32 in the area of the knuckles of the fingers?
Yes.
And is your opinion concerning the source for that abrasion contusion the same as you opined regarding the source or sources for the abrasion contusions to the fingers as seen in G32?
Could be one of the sources.
In your opinion, Doctor, is it inconsistent, however, with the source being a blow from Mr. Goldman's clenched fist to the face of the perpetrator?
That is correct.
Same reasons as you previously expressed?
Yes.
All right, is that diagram by Dr. Golden?
Yes.
Is it addressed in the protocol?
Yes.
Is it addressed at all in the addendum?
No.
Any reason it should have been?
Not necessary.
Where in the protocol?
It's page 12, number 4.
Keep your voice up, please.
Page 12, number 4.
And point out, if you would please, where on page 4, number 4, page 12, number 4 of Board 0G.
It's here on the last line, last sentence of page 12, number 4. There's a fresh bruise, the dorsal surface of the left hand, surrounding a punctate abrasion.
I'll outline that in red, and we'll write in G-26. And is it also seen in G-25, Doctor? The small photograph, or is it covered by the card?
It's covered by the card on,
The small photo is G-25.
okay, it's covered on G25.
All right.
Partially covered, partially covered.
All right, G26, INJ number 1. Correct, Doctor?
Yes.
Where is it diagrammed, if at all?
It's diagrammed on the, I think, 23.2 or 3, I think. Can you turn?
This is on 23.2 of the board. I think it's 5G? Mr. Lynch confirms it's 5G. All right, Doctor, is there some writing that goes along with that injury diagram?
Yes, it says a fresh bruise, hemorrhage, and it says here, I'm sorry, 1.25 inch by 1 inch.
Sorry, I
1.25
was
inch by
banning
1 inch
people
and
from my
punctate abrasion.
Discord quick.
And has Dr. Golden specifically diagrammed the abrasion
I missed part
to
of
be in
that.
the center of what he has diagrammed to be the bruise?
Yes,
Is that an accurate depiction of that injury?
yes, it is.
And is it an accurate description of that injury?
Yes, it is.
All right, let me circle this area in red, and out at the side, G-26, INJ, number 1. Anything further on that?
No.
Let's go to number 2 then, if we could, please, Doctor.
Number 2 is the linear abrasion, which is situated between the base of the index finger and the wrist. It's here. This is about 3/4 of an inch in length in my measurement, and it's also diagrammed and described.
Doctor, is there any significance to you in the appearance of that linear abrasion?
It's just a non-specific linear abrasion.
Do you have an opinion as to any source or sources for that?
The same plant type environment, which I described earlier in the crime scene photographs. The branches or one of them can do that kind of operation.
Doctor, where is the diagram?
It's again diagrammed in 23-2 right here.
What is the description, if any, given?
It's described in actually paragraph 2 here, and you can see it here on 3/4 inch long skin abrasion, terminating in a 1/8 inch non-discrete punctate abrasion. And this is the abrasion which is
Keep your voice up.
this is the abrasion which is diagrammed here, and this is the punctate part of the linear abrasion.
What is the significance, if any, to there being a punctate part of a linear abrasion?
As I told you, this is a nondescript blunt force trauma, and let's assume that the hypothetical situation is you have a small branch or sharp, not semi-sharp, not sharp, branch which strikes the portion of the skin, and you can get a punctate part of the abrasion caused by that, but when the hand moves, the branch will be drawing against the particular surface of the skin, causing the linear appearance adjoining the punctate part.
the hand in this hypothetical is sliding down in essence?
Yeah, that'll be one way it can be caused.
Now, Doctor, I'm sorry, is it just that one sentence of item 4 of page 12, starting with on the dorsal surface?
Yes, that whole sentence, and it's diagrammed here.
And is there a description given by Dr. Golden along with the diagram of the linear abrasion with the punctate?
Yes, this whole sentence here.
What does he say there?
Length 3/4 inch skin
That is
abrasion. Then he says
exactly what it
abrasion
looks
1/8 inch
like,
punctate, which is the
Josh.
lower part here.
In your opinion, do these end
Oh my gosh. That's why I'm getting so angry. I didn't understand why I was getting so angry of him circling everything and marking it. But now I know why. I started my doctrine. I started my doctrine in computer science. And let me just tell you, it was freaking hard. I was working part-time, full-time, and then I obviously I'm a single parent. I'm an only parent, not a single parent. So I had a lot to do. And then I decided to start my doctrine. And that's how my papers came back. Circled. That's exactly how they came back. It was online. So the professors would print out what I sent them and then upload their notes. And I would get these papers back and I would look at them, just looking at them, and you pour your heart and soul into this paper, and you had to write paper after paper after paper after paper a week. And not one of them did I fake. Not one of them did I just not try really hard to get it perfect. And then you get it back and it's like trash. They're like, that's why when he's circling all these things in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you, sir. That's why. It's all PTSD. And you made me now I'm not so mad at him. Because it doesn't matter if he circles things. That's not me failing. Right? Or might be. Maybe OJ got off all those years ago because I failed somehow.
entries both on the protocol and on the diagram accurately describe and diagram that injury?
Yes, they do.
All right, let me outline those, please. In red on page 12 of the protocol, and I'll write G-26INJ number 2, is it, Doctor?
Yes, in my description, yes.
All right, and I'll do the same over here. And write out of the side G-26INJ number 2. Anything further on that?
No.
Let's go to number 3. If there is a number 3.
Yes, number 3 is abrasion, which is described as W-shaped in the knuckle area at the base of the middle finger here.
And that's an abrasion?
Yes.
Is the appearance of it described as a W shape? First of all, is that an accurate description of it?
Yes, if you look in the magnifying glass, you can see the middle limb of the W, but if you look at it just from a distance, you can see it looks like a V.
Well, with the magnifying glass, you see all 3 limbs?
Yes, you
of
can
the
see a faint third limb there.
Doctor, is there any significance to you of the W shape in forming any opinion, if you have, concerning the source or sources for that particular injury?
It looks like a particular pattern, but I can't really tell a source for it. It's a non-specific type of blunt force abrasion injury. It could be related to the same environment we discussed regarding the branches and the plant material there, but I can't really pinpoint a particular source to it.
Described by Dr. Golden in the protocol?
Yes.
Diagram?
Yes.
Addressed in the addendum?
No.
Any need to?
No.
Where in the protocol?
It's on page 12, number 4. If you look at the first sentence, it's a long sentence. Under item 4, paragraph 2, there is an irregularly configured aberration on the proximal knuckle of the left middle finger. Apparently 3 linear half-inch abrasions converging at the center, having a configuration of the letter W. They're all superficial skin abrasions.
Just for the record, you've left out a few words as you've read portions of that description, is that correct?
Yes, I was just summarizing the main highlights of the description.
Is it accurate in your opinion as you look at the abrasion in the photograph?
Yes, it's described here, superficial abrasion, and it's diagrammed and described there.
Is that an accurate diagram, a diagrammatic depiction along with description in that 23 Roman numeral 2?
Yes.
Let me outline that area then. both protocol. I'll do that in blue. Now right on the right side, G-26 INJ number 3. Are we at, Doctor? Injury number 3?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll circle the same area you outlined in the upper left quadrant of 23 Roman numeral 1 and Roman numeral 2 in blue, and write G-26 INJ number 3. Anything further about number 3?
No.
Let's go to number 4 if there is one.
Injury number 4 is a punctate abrasion adjacent to the W abrasion I just described. And
Give him a big hug
that has
for
been
me.
diagrammed but not described in the protocol.
Don't touch
Where is the
anything.
diagram, Doctor?
23-1. It's diagram there, next to it.
Is there any description provided?
No.
I want to be sure, I'd like you to circle, if you would, Doctor, in red, what you believe to be the diagrammatic depiction of this injury,
The W or the smaller one?
the smaller one. And you've done that in red, and this is described by you as injury number 4 of G26?
Yes.
Now, Doctor, is this another depiction of that W-shaped abrasion that you saw and outlined for us earlier on Roman numeral 2?
Yes, what he has done is he diagrammed it in that diagram and again diagrammed it in this diagram, and in this diagram is included a measurement of each limb, half an inch.
What, has he written anything besides the length of the measurement?
He says skin abrasion, length half an inch, and letter W here.
All right, I'm going to circle that in blue on Roman numeral 1, form 23. And out at the side, I'll write G-26 INJ number 3. Is that correct, Doctor?
Yes.
And the area that, that you circled, this is actually injury number 4. I believe I made a mistake.
Yes, injury number 4.
All right, Your Honor, for the record, I wrote number 2. May I have the record reflect? I'm taking the blue marker and covering over the number 2, and in red, I'll write the number 4.
Yes.
Anything else regarding that one, Doctor?
No.
Let's go to number 5.
Number 5 is a small abrasion in the, as you can see, in the base of the little finger here, very small one.
Is that addressed in the protocol?
No.
Diagram?
No.
In the addendum?
No.
All mistakes?
Yes.
Any significance?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
Any opinions regarding the source or sources for that small abrasion?
It's the same, similar non-specific blunt force trauma, same kind of scenario which can cause them, as I discussed earlier, like the environment. And
Is there an injury number? I think we're up to 6.
yes. And this is a 1/4 inch by 3/16 inch abrasion with a mild contusion near the base of the back of the index finger, right here.
All right, now you're pointing, that's our G25. Is that injury seen in both G25 and G26?
Yes.
And for the next series of injuries that we're going to look at, are we starting at the base of the first finger and working our way towards the nail of the first finger?
I mean index finger, yes.
I'm sorry. And is it accurate to say that G25, the smaller photograph, shows more fully each of those injuries?
That is correct.
All right. Tell us a bit about, then, injury number 6.
That's a 1/4 inch by 3/16 inch abrasion with a mild contusion near the base of the index finger.
Is that something that, in your opinion, is consistent with being caused by a flailing and coming in contact with a rough surface like the tree?
That is correct.
Is that diagram somewhere?
Yes, it is. It's diagrammed in 23-1.
We have that up. Would you point out where that is, Doctor? And is there anything written alongside that?
Just says punctate abrasion there. Punctate, doesn't say abrasion, just says punctate.
It says punctate?
Yes.
Is that a completely accurate description of what you see in the photograph as injury number 6?
No, it doesn't describe the contusion which you can see in the photograph.
Let me circle this area in red. In the upper left quadrant, I'll write G-2625 INJ number 6. Would it be a mistake to characterize it only as a punctate abrasion?
Yes.
Is that described in the protocol, injury number 6?
He has described all the injuries to the index finger collectively as one sentence in page 12, number 4.
Would you show us, using the photograph, what Dr. Golden has described collectively?
He has described the injuries to the different part of the index finger. You have an abrasion contusion. Let's go to G25. You have an abrasion contusion at the base of the index finger, one on the proximal infernal joint, and then you have 2 abrasions distal to it on the middle phalanx.
When you say distal, moving towards the finger?
Tip of the finger, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, the nail, I should. Accurate.
The abrasion part of it is accurate, but as I told you, the injury number 7 also has a contusion underlying it.
How about diagramming? Before we mark in any fashion this collective description, has injury number, I think we're up to number 6.
Number 7 now.
Number 7, has that been diagrammed?
Yes, it is. You can see it here.
And you've got numbers 7 and what subsequent ones,
I
Doctor?
have 8 and 9 after that, and I've already shown them on the G25, distal to number 7.
And does Dr. Golden diagram those injuries in the same schematic?
He has diagrammed one single marking on the finger corresponding to 8 and 9.
Has he written anything concerning any of that area?
He has indicated that there is areas of abraded, red abrasion in the back area there.
Doctor, would it be accurate if I were to circle this entire area to then describe what you are describing as injuries numbers 7, 8, and 9?
Yes, actually, all this would also include that because he says multiple red-brown abrasions, and he says 1/4 inch by 3/8 inch. That's the maximum dimension he gives it, reddish-brown, and all this would be included.
And Doctor, what, if anything, does this refer to?
He says that this would be the 3 knuckles of the index finger. He calls them each of them a knuckle, the interphalangeal joints.
And I cannot make out in you the words that appear above the word knuckle that you were just pointing to.
Gangrene.
I
Pity,
am not able
get
to
outta here.
read that. I think
Candied
I think
vegetables.
it refers to irregular here and configuration, CONF.
So now, Doctor, before I draw, I want to be sure I'm accurate. Would all of this information refer then to what you've described as injuries 7, 8, and 9?
Yes.
All right, for the record then, Your Honor, I will do that with the blue pen.
I wish
And
they
in
would
the
have
upper
used
left quadrant
green and
diagram,
yellow and
23-1, I'll write
orange, purple,
26,
pink,
25, INJs,
sparkly.
number 7, 8, and 9, Doctor?
Yes.
And in the protocol itself, Doctor, this first paragraph refers to what you have described as injuries 6, 7, 8, and 9?
Yes, paragraph 1.
And I'll outline that in red. And out at the side, G-26, 25, INJs, number 6, 7, 8, and 9, with an arrow touching the box. Anything further regarding these injuries, Doctor?
No, I already addressed that. 6 and 7 are also have a continuation underlying them.
And again, Dr. Golden's diagram does not include that description,
That's correct.
nor does his protocol.
Yes.
Mistakes on your, in your judgment on his part?
Yes.
Any significance?
No significance to the big picture items.
Is it significant, however, as to sources for those blunt force trauma injuries?
Yes, because if it's just an abrasion, you just have a scrape against a rough surface. But if it's an abrasion contusion, it would be an impact of the hand against that surface, which has a different connotation as to the mechanism of injury.
And when you say an impact, Doctor, would that be, in your opinion, consistent with a hand that is moving with force in a backward direction by Mr. Goldman coming in contact with a rough surface like the tree and backing away from the assailant?
Yes.
Anything further about injury 6, 7, 8, or 9?
No.
Is there any additional injury in either photograph G26 or G25?
There is, I have described one more injury in G26. There's a small aberration above the abrasion contusion which we described here, and this is a 5/16 inch by 5/8 inch contusion, aberration.
Doctor, is it seen in photograph G25 as well?
Yes, you see it better here.
And for the record, on G26, it appears that the area of the injury that is closest to the hand is in contact or covered, if you will, by a margin of the photographic identification card.
Yes,
All right, Doctor, now this is an abrasion in your opinion?
yes.
Do you have an opinion as to the source?
I have to leave a scooch early today because I have to take the trash out quick before I leave. So I'm leaving right now. Take my trash out and then driving my daughter to work, and then I'll be right back. Okay? So come on, cats, leave me alone. I don't know why I'm more worried today than any other day, but if OJ cuts out, I will see you all tomorrow. If not, I'll see you all in a few minutes.
Source or sources?
It's a non-specific blunt force scraping injury to the back of the forearm.
Is it one that, in your opinion, is ante-mortem, before death?
Yes,
And is it diagrammed in any way by Dr. Golden?
yes, it's diagrammed as in 21-1.
And I think Mr. Lynch has that. It's board 3G, Your Honor.
It could possibly be reflected by this abrasion injury here, but it's difficult to decide whether it really,
Keep your voice up, please, Doctor.
this diagrammatic marking here could represent that. I'm not sure whether that's what it was representing.
What, if any, writing is associated with that?
It just says abrasion here.
Is there a description given by dimension or any other information?
I can't read. It says 3/4 inch by ½ inch, and I think that refers to more the triangular abrasion above it, not to that marking.
And there also appears to be some writing down below where the schematic of the left hand ends. Does that refer at all to that same area?
No.
So, doctor, if you'll point carefully to the area which possibly refers to this injury.
Possibly, I'm not sure, this one.
All right, let me circle that in red. I'll write out at the side, G-2625, INJ number 10, is it, doctor?
Yeah, possible.
And I'll put a big question mark.
Yeah.
Anything in the way of a description in the protocol?
It's on page 12, number 2. All the injuries in the left forearm have been described, including the triangular one, which we just discussed. And there's no specific mention of this particular one, but this paragraph would include all the injuries in the forearm.
Doctor, if you could look to the photograph to the left, G26. I can't see the number at the moment.
G21.
G21. Do you see this triangular shape of injury?
Yes, here you can see it here.
And that is what kind of injury, doctor?
That's again a non-specific blunt force injury, which could have been caused by the environment which is present in the Bundy drive.
What kind of blunt force trauma injury is it?
Again, this could be a branch. As I told you, there are branches which have been cut and there are stalks there, and when you have the forearm rubbing against one of those stalky branches or the stalks of the branch, you could have this kind of abrasion.
It is an abrasion?
Yes.
All right, and you've already pointed out, apparently it was diagrammed by Dr. Golden?
Yes.
Is there any description given with the diagram itself?
Here, triangular 3/4 inch by ½ inch abrasion.
Doctor, and what number, if any, do you give to that injury in G21?
In G21, I gave it a number 2.
All right, let me circle this area in blue.
And this measurement also corresponds to the same.
Which measurement, doctor?
That's 3/4 inch by ½ inch. It's given the measurement twice.
All right, let me try and include that as well. Does this ABR refer to anything, doctor?
Yes, it's abrasion.
Refer to that same triangular area?
Yes.
I'll include that then in the circled area on form 21-1, and I'll write at the side, G-21, and I'm sorry, doctor, injury number 1? The triangular shaped injury is which number according to your argument?
Injury number 2 in G21.
I'm sorry, injury number 2, I'll write that in.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish. What other blunt force trauma injuries are included collectively by Dr. Golden in this paragraph item 2 of page 12? If you could go to the photographs and show us.
He has also addressed this linear abrasion above the triangular abrasion of the left forearm in G21, and that is also diagrammed here. And he has addressed it in the protocol here as a 3/4 inch in length abrasion.
What injury number have you arbitrarily assigned that
I
one?
assigned that as injury number 3.
Of G21?
Yes.
Let me outline that first on the protocol in blue, and I'll write G-21, INJ number 3.
And I also have, you have to address this 3/4 inch by ½ inch triangular abrasion, which is injury number 2 of G21.
All right, I'll do that in red then. On the protocol, same page. And that's going to be G-21, INJ number 2. Is that correct, doctor?
Yes.
All right, and then over here where you pointed out, before I circle, doctor, is this the area that refers to that injury number 3?
Yes. Yes, this particular abrasion. But my concern is whether the measurement here, he says 3/4 inch by ½ inch, and again says 3/4 inch by ½ inch, whether one of the 3/4 inch applies to this measurement.
Does he describe injury number 3 then as 3/4 inch by ½ inch?
No, he just says 3/4 inch. So I'll just diagram the number 2 there next to it.
All right, let me circle this area in red on the outline schematic. I'll write G-21, INJ. This is number 3.
Yes.
Doctor, would you consider these mistakes in,
Well,
in the sense that...
He has described them fairly accurately, the triangular abrasion and the linear abrasion, so they are not mistakes per se.
Is a fairly accurate description a satisfactory description in your judgment, doctor?
Well, it's the triangular abrasion has been described properly and the linear abrasion has been described.
But not completely?
That's correct, because you have another abrasion there which has not been addressed, but he says that there are multiple abrasions in the forearm. He has not addressed them individually.
And is his failure to do that considered by you a mistake?
Yes.
Any significance?
No.
Same reason?
Yes.
What's next in the selective group?
We have a smaller abrasion just below the blue card here.
On G-21?
Yes, and you can also see it on G26 here.
At the top of that photograph?
Yes.
Have you given it an arbitrary number?
Number 1
Of which photograph,
of
doctor?
G21.
Of G-21? All right, do you see it diagrammed?
Well, this is the same area which we had a question mark whether it was injury number 10 of G26. It could also represent injury number 1 of G21 because there's only one marking there for both those injuries.
All right, let me then add under the description previously given on the diagram board, the word or, G-21 INJ number 1 with a question mark.
And you can see both of them in context better in G26.
Is there relationship, as shown in that photograph G26, of significance to you in forming any opinion as to how they were incurred?
No, they're non-specific blunt force injury. I can't make any inference on that.
Anything further with respect to this collective group that's in this paragraph item 2 of page 12 of the protocol?
No.
So in order to complete this item, let me circle the number 2 and indicate collectively which injuries, doctor?
1, 2, and 3 of G21.
G-21, INJ numbers 1, 2, and 3.
And could be injury number 10 of G20.
And possibly
Injury 10.
G26,
Yes.
INJ number 10.
Yes.
Is that accurate, doctor?
Yes.
Anything further?
No.
Are we done with G26?
Yes.
Are we done with G21?
Yes.
So we are left with G20 and G23?
Yes.
We talked yesterday briefly about G20, doctor, and you talked about this interrupted abrasion. Do you recall that?
Yes. And also I described the abrasion in detail, the different parts of it.
All right. Is, first of all, that diagrammed in any fashion by Dr. Golden?
No.
Is it addressed anywhere in the protocol?
No.
Is it discussed at all in the addendum?
No.
All mistakes?
Yes.
Any significance to you?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
Is there any other injury you identify in G20?
There's also a smaller abrasion just above in the region of the elbow area, and I've already discussed this complex interrupted abrasion in the left arm and the smaller abrasion above it. And
The interrupted abrasion, you talked yesterday about the clothing getting folded as one basis that you end up with this situation.
yes,
Now, what about this abrasion that you describe as being below the photographic card in G20?
yeah, I gave it a number also. It's again a non-specific abrasion.
Is that diagram?
No.
Is it addressed in the protocol?
No.
Addressed in the addendum?
No.
Same answers to the mistake questions?
Yes.
Including significance or lack of significance?
Yes.
Any other injury in G20?
No.
Just to conform to the wound chart, which is our exhibit 351, of G20, which is injury number 1?
The lowest one is injury number 1.
What is injury number 2?
Injury number 2 is this the 3 portions to the left arm area, an abrasion which has 3 portions to it, and then injury number 3 is the topmost one.
And the topmost one is where, doctor?
It's right here. You can see it.
And what is that injury number 3?
That's also an abrasion which is 3/4 inch by 1/8 inch in size.
Is that discussed at all in the protocol?
No.
Diagrammed anywhere?
No.
Addressed in the addendum?
No.
All mistakes?
Yes.
Same answers?
Yes.
Any other injuries in G20?
No.
Are we done with that photograph?
Yes, we have.
Let's go to G23.
Yes. G23 shows the left forearm and shows the inner aspect of the left forearm and also shows the left nipple area. So I have described 2 injuries. The other injuries seen in this photograph have already been addressed. You have the abrasion behind the left distal forearm, which was injury number 10 of G26. We have the smaller abrasion here, which is injury number 1, I think. Oh, yeah, injury number 1 of G21. Yes, injury number 1 of G21. So, barring that, we have an abrasion on the ulnar aspect of the left wrist, and you have this abrasion near the left nipple.
Doctor, I want to be clear in my own mind. You're saying that that is the nipple of the left breast?
On the right breast.
All right, so that's the right breast?
Yes, but the abrasion is in the left forearm wrist area.
And injury number 1 for G23 is that area of the left wrist?
Yes.
Is that described at all in the protocol?
Yes, it is.
Where?
Page 13, number 5.
Is that an accurate description of what you see in photograph G23?
No, it is not.
In what way is it inaccurate?
He described it as 2 bruises in his protocol description, but it's not a bruise. It's more, and he says it's not abraded. You can clearly see it's an abraded injury with a peeling of the skin.
How can you see that it is clearly abraded, and Dr. Golden, on the other hand, describes it as fresh bruises?
I can only say what I see here. This is peeling of the skin, which is a flap of skin, like any other abrasion, like you saw on the little finger here, that the skin flap has been peeled off, and you can see the peeling of the skin right here. And the injury itself is an abrasion injury.
Doctor, would you say that normally it is better to see the actual wound on the body than to review it photographically?
That is correct.
Sustainer, first question.
Doctor, in your experience, do you find that a review of injuries on the body yields a more accurate identification than one drawn from photographic identification?
Looking at the body definitely helps because you have a three-dimensional look at the injury, and also you can make incisions to see the depth of the bruising and other the ability to do other examinations to better define the injury. But in a photograph, you can clearly interpret what the injury appears to be, whether it's an abrasion or contusion, without difficulty, but you may not be able to tell how deep the bruise is because you can't cut. It's only a two-dimensional view. It's not a three-dimensional view, and you don't have that additional ability to study the injury in more detail.
Doctor, I believe you
Overruled.
Doctor, I believe you testified several days ago that you routinely review cases performed by other medical examiners and forming independent opinions to testify where those individuals, for example, have left your office or are on vacation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's the same process also available for Dr. Wolf or Dr. Botten. That is, they weren't there to examine the bodies either. Is that correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
I think we've already asked this question before.
Doctor, is this diagram, this injury number 1 diagram,
Yes, it is.
where is the diagram?
23-1, right here.
Where you point, it appears to have a lot of blackened area.
Yes.
What leads you to believe that there is an entry there that concerns injury number 1 of G23?
It's two discolored areas on the, two markings on the diagram on the same area where the injury is present, and there is some notations here which also have been darkened, but the measurements here have been dictated here in the body of the autopsy report.
And when you say the measurements here, you're referring to where,
You can see this to be 3/8 inch by 3/8 inch and then 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch.
even though it's darkened,
Yes.
and you see that same description provided in this page 13, item 5 entry?
Yes.
From just looking at the diagram, Doctor, and your experience in the office and its customs and practices and those of Dr. Golden, can you offer any explanation as to why this area is darkened?
Well, one explanation would be that he diagrammed the injury and then he maybe went back and didn't want it mentioned or didn't think it was the right area. Then he went back and thought it was the same area. I just have to give my feeling on what happened. I can't tell really what happened.
All right.
But the point is, it is as it is on the diagram, and the description is as it is on the protocol.
Doctor, is it accurate if I circle this entire area? And I don't know, is this area to refer, in your opinion, to that injury?
It would reflect the same area because it says skin and it says dermis there.
And is that, in your opinion, something that is a consideration in describing that injury number 1 of G23?
Yes.
Let me circle this information in red in the lower left quadrant, and I'll write G-23 INJ number 1. And I'll outline on the protocol this item number 5, and write G-23 INJ number 1. And I'll write, Doctor, in your opinion, this injury is an abrasion, not a contusion?
Well, it's an abrasion as far as the skin surface goes, and it looks like an abrasion and not an abrasion contusion.
All right, and I'll write per Dr. L, abrasion, not contusion. Is that accurate, Doctor?
Yes.
Anything further about injury number 1?
No.
Is there any other injury of G23 which you identify from that photograph that we have not discussed?
To the right nipple, you have a abrasion contusion here.
Doctor, is that discussed in the protocol?
No.
Diagram?
No.
Addressed in the addendum?
No.
Do you have an opinion as to the circumstance under which that abrasion contusion was
It's again a
conceived?
non-specific blunt force injury to the right nipple area.
And would your answers about that be the same as they have been concerning all other contusion abrasions seen in the hand photographs?
Yes.
The mistakes, I assume they are mistakes to not address it, diagram it, or address it in the addendum. Is that correct?
Yes.
Of any significance individually or collectively?
No.
Anything else about G23?
No.
Are we done with this photograph board?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have another board of photographs. May they be marked as Exhibit 362.
People's 362.
And this one is entitled Sharp Force Injuries to Left Flank, Left Thigh, and Right Chest of Mr. Goldman, Blunt Force Trauma, and Lividity. Again, doctor, with the court's permission, if you'll step down, I'm sorry. Mr. Lynch pointed something out to me, and I do want to cover. We left out in our earlier discussion photograph G55 and the facial area. The G55, doctor, is
Yes.
photograph in the lower area, second from the right border.
Yes.
How many injuries have you identified to the right side of Mr. Goldman's face that we have not discussed already?
I have 5 areas of injury which has not been discussed so far.
Would you just take us through slowly, in general terms, these areas?
Yeah. You have 2 types of injury to the right side of the face. You have blunt force injuries and you have sharp force injuries. The blunt force injuries are represented here as scrapes. I'll go over the numbering after I given my initial description. You have a linear abrasion here. You have a curved abrasion there. You have an area of confluent abrasions in the right cheek. The linear abrasion and the curved abrasion are to the right forehead, right temple area. Then there are also abrasions present around the right eye. So these are all the blunt force injuries.
Doctor, what did you mean by confluent abrasion?
Confluence means there are linear abrasions which are merging with each other in this area of the cheek.
All right.
And then, in addition, overlying some of these abrasions in the right cheek area, you have evidence of 5 sharp force injuries, cuts. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cuts to the surface of the skin, which are sharp force injuries, and 4 of them seem to overlie the abrasion injury to the cheek, which would indicate that these abrasion injuries occurred before these sharp force injuries to the right cheek area. You also have this the 5th sharp force injury, which is not in the area of the abrasion injury, wherein you cannot opine whether it happened before or after. So that roughly describes all the injuries you see in the right side of the face. As I have done with the other injuries, I have numbered them for my convenience, and we will go over them if you want to.
In just a moment, I want to ask just a couple of follow-up questions. The five sharp force injuries that you described as cuts, 4 of which you identify as appearing to overlie the area of the abrasions, is that correct?
Yes.
In your opinion, what would be a source or sources for those cuts?
A knife.
And from the nature of your observation of those wounds, do you have an opinion as to whether they are all consistent with a single-edged knife with a maximum blade length of approximately 6 inches tapering at the end, as you've described?
They could have been caused by that.
But from the nature of the form of each of those cuts on the surface of the face, can you exclude a double-edged knife as a source for each of them?
I cannot.
Now, doctor, hypothetically, well, let me ask a couple of preliminary questions, then I'll ask the hypothetical. From your examination of that area, do you have an opinion as to whether one or more of those 5 sharp force injuries was received before death?
They were all received before death.
How are you able to determine that those 5 sharp force injuries were received before death?
The description of the report indicates that there is hemorrhage in the tissue.
From your observation of the photographs, are you able to confirm from just that observation that these 5 sharp force injuries are inflicted before death?
The appearance also supports that opinion because they are no different from the other antemortem injuries which are present.
Now, the underlying abrasions to the 4 of the 5 sharp force injuries, are they antemortem, that is inflicted before death?
Yes, they are.
How are you able to make that determination?
The same reasons, the appearance, the reddish-brown color, and as I outlined before.
Now, hypothetically, doctor, if Mr. Goldman had been disabled by his assailant's attack, but still had a beating heart, and the assailant wanted to check to see whether Mr. Goldman was still alive or not, and took this knife, and while Mr. Goldman was in a position where the right side of his face was exposed, poked the knife in the area shown in G55 to basically detect any reaction from Mr. Goldman. Would that set of circumstances be consistent with what you see anatomically in this photograph, G55?
Objection.
Sustained.
Doctor, from the nature of the observations of these 5 sharp force injuries, which you describe as all being ante-mortem, and from the underlying abrasions, which you describe as being ante-mortem, is there anything inconsistent from what you see with a hypothetical set of circumstances of the assailant in an effort to ascertain whether Mr. Goldman is alive, poking his face 5 separate times with the end of the knife?
Objection to suspect.
Sustained.
Your Honor, may I be heard on that, please?
No.
Doctor, medically, is there anything from what you see in the photograph which permits you to understand or offer an opinion as to the sequence from the standpoint of a scenario, separate and apart from the cuts overlying the abrasions, to describe how those cuts were inflicted?
Yes. Let's take the one which we have in the right cheek lower part, which is not in an area of abrasion. It's a superficial puncture type sharp force injury. That could occur at the same time, since they all have hemorrhage and they all occurred when Mr. Goldman had some blood pressure. It could occur at the same time when the threatening cuts took place as a threatening puncture. That particular puncture could have taken place at that time. Now, regarding the other punctures, they're all superficial punctures, and I have no way of knowing exactly why they were done, because they really don't have any fatal injury per se from them. They are only superficial punctures, and I would favor that it could be after the fatal injuries were inflicted. It could be it could have been inflicted to check whether he was still alive or not. That would be one conclusion I would draw also.
Motion to strike this part of the speculation without examination.
Now, doctor, you started to say arbitrarily how you have numbered these particular injuries. Let's start with your injury number 1 and go through them, please.
Injury number 1 is the linear abrasion, which extends from the right forehead down to the right cheek area. Injury number 2 is the...
Before you move from injury 1 to injury 2, have you measured that injury?
Yes, I measured it as 2.5 inches in length.
Is there any significance in your judgment from its length and appearance on the question of identifying any source or sources for causing it?
This would again be an abrasion which could be caused by a cut branch or a stalk, which could rub against the face in this manner.
Let me, if I could just ask counsel to move slightly aside and get a photograph for me. And Mr. Lynch, could you move? We're putting up, Your Honor, Exhibit 359. Find a place for Mr. Lynch. I think he just found one. Doctor, would you point out again on these photographs of the scene at the Bundy the kind of environmental source or sources, in your opinion, which could have caused this injury number 1, this linear abrasion?
The face was obviously dragged on a rough surface, or the rough surface was dragged on the facial area. What I'm trying to point out is, if you look at crime scene number 2, and also in crime scene number 3, and crime scene number S6, you see areas of where there are cut stalks or stumps of a plant, and you have similar cut stumps also available on the branch of the tree here, and stalks such as that can cause abrasions such as this.
In what manner,
Your Honor,
Doctor?
there'll be a motion to strike. Yes, photographs were taken in 1995. and there's no foundation.
Sustained. Answers. Last answer is stricken. Jury to disregard.
Doctor, I want you to assume that the photographs taken in 1995 fairly and accurately depict the stumps and show these, I want to use the same word you used, shoots, if you will, that have grown somewhat but are basically in the same general condition except for their length as they were on June 12th and 13th of 1994.
Being objection, no foundation.
There will be a foundation laid by another witness later in this trial, Your Honor.
All right, subject to motion to strike. Proceed.
Now, given that hypothetical set of circumstances, Doctor, would you please then explain how these particular kinds of shoes can create an injury like that 2+ inch laceration? Abrasion, linear abrasion.
The same mechanism I mentioned earlier, when you have a cut branch rubbing against your skin surface, it can cause a linear cut abrasion.
Doctor, as long as I'm holding the board, why don't you take us through injury number 2, if it relates also to this environmental scene?
Injury number 2 is the curved abrasion here in the upper part of this linear abrasion here, and the right forehead area.
In your opinion, is injury number 2 a distinct injury from injury number 1?
Yes, it's separate from injury number 1, though they both meet at a particular area.
And any source or sources from the environmental photographs provided here in 359, which would be a source for that kind of injury, injury number 2?
Same type of similar source, a branch or a cut a stalk of a stump of a branch.
Branch of a stump, maybe?
Well, a branch which is not complete.
The stump, as you use the term stump, refers to which of the areas?
No, what I'm saying is I just gave the stumps on the ground level here on crime scene number 3. You have similar stumps also on the branch of the tree there.
All right. Now, Doctor, how about injury number 3, if it pertains to a source or sources from the environment as shown in these photos?
Injury number 3 is this confluent area of abrasions in the right cheek area.
And in your opinion, are those confluent abrasions consistent with a source or sources from sources seen in the photographs?
There is similar source, as you can see on the crime scene area. The tree is not well seen here. I see it only in the S photographs.
Well, why don't you point out in the S photographs what it is from the tree that can be a source for that confluent series of abrasions?
If you look at the other side of the tree, and in the base of the tree area here, you have similar stumps like you see on the ground level here on CS3. And those branches can result in these kind of abrasions.
Are those confluent abrasions which are actually individual injuries that just run together, or are they from one overall mechanism causing the total appearance?
I would favor overall mechanism causing a similar appearance, because you have several structures there which can cause the abrasion which you see here in the cheek.
How about injury number 4?
Injury number 4 is the small linear abrasions around the right eye area here.
Doctor, again, any source or sources environmentally consistent with those?
Same sources which I just discussed.
And how about then injury number 5, is it?
Injury number 5 is collectively, I described all the 5 sharp force injuries to the right cheek area, and I measured them individually in a counterclockwise direction, but I labeled them as injury number 5.
Have we omitted any additional injuries to the face?
No.
And other than going through the protocol diagrams and so forth, have we covered a discussion of the facial injuries of G55?
Yes, so basically you have a blunt force and a sharp force injury to the face.
Why don't we use the time we have to try and go through quite quickly the protocol and diagrams, if any, and the addendum, if any, concerning those and we're going to get diagrams put on the other. Doctor, let's start with injury number 1, that 2+ inch linear abrasion.
It's in diagram number, you want to start with the diagram, or?
Sure.
Diagram number 22-3.
All right, if Mr. Lynch could turn to Form 3 of that board. I forget the number of it, but we'll get it. 4G.
He diagrams the linear abrasion, injury number 1, the curved abrasion, the confluent abrasion here in the right cheek, and the abrasions around the right eye. The only thing is in the diagram for the linear abrasion at the right side of the face and the curved abrasion, he called them cuts, but they're abrasions.
All right. First of all, let's just identify them individually. Which reflects or concerns injury number 1?
This particular line going down here.
And is there a description that goes along with that?
Basically, it says 1 and 3/4 inch in the protocol. You want to turn to the protocol?
All right, why don't you tell us which page to turn to?
Page 6, number 4. He described them as multiple superficial incised wounds, and he described it as a 3-inch incised wound in the original protocol on the right side of the face extending from the forehead to the cheek. And he also described other superficial wounds, 1/2 inch to 1 inch.
Doctor, in your opinion, these are not incised wounds or cuts?
No,
How are you able to make that determination
Just the-
graphically?
just the appearance, you can tell they are abrasions. And also, if you look at it under the magnifying glass, you can see the irregularity to the margins, which would be consistent with an abrasion rather than an incised wound.
In your opinion, is it a mistake for Dr. Golden to have opined that these are incised wounds?
Yes.
Any significance to you in any of the big-ticket questions?
No.
Why not?
Because of the same reasons I've told before. They don't interfere with my ability to tell you the type of weapon or bleeding effect causing the death, etc.
And Doctor, does this paragraph 4 cover more than just injury number 1 as you arbitrarily identified them?
It also reflects the other curved injury next to it, and he calls them cuts.
Is the same series of answers going to apply that you just gave to your opinion that these are, this is an abrasion injury number 1 rather than an incised wound? Will that apply to the same questions if asked of you on this injury number 2?
Yes.
Other than injury 1 and 2, is there any additional injury addressed in this item 4?
No.
All right, let me outline this area of the protocol in red, and I'll write G-55, INJ numbers 1 and 2, but per Dr. L, abrasions, not cuts. Is that accurate, Doctor?
Yes.
And then, if you would please, again, on the diagram form, which is injury 1 and which is injury 2?
This is 1, and this is 2.
All right, where you indicated 1, I'll do it in blue. Is that correct?
Yeah, it says length 3 inch, IW incised wound, superficial.
And I'll write G-55, INJ number 1, and I'll write in quotes abrasion. And then if you point out injury number 2, please.
Injury number 2 is this curved area here.
And is there any written description to go along with that?
It says cuts, various superficial.
Let me circle that area again on the diagram in red this time. And I'll write out at the side G-55, INJ number 2, and I'll also write abrasion in quotes. Is it diagrammed anywhere else, Doctor?
Mainly in 23, or mainly in this diagram.
Is there any aspect of the addendum which addresses either injury 1 or injury 2?
Yes, it does.
Which
Page,
one or ones?
Page 2, number 3.
Why don't we throw it up here in front of the photographs? Page 2, number 3, Doctor?
Yes. He amended it to indicate that they were all abrasions, and he described that the area of abrasion is 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and he describes more clearly that one of the abrasions in the right frontal area is curvilinear.
Is that your injury number 2?
Yes, and he also describes that the longest abrasion extends from the right temple to the cheek, 2.5 inches in length. And he also addresses injury number 4 of the right lower eyelid as a triangular appearing aberration.
We'll get to that after lunch, but is it your opinion, Doctor, that this paragraph now accurately describes injuries 1 and 2?
Yes.
And let me outline then that area, with the exception of the last sentence, which you've indicated, Doctor, goes to another injury of G55, and I'll write at the side G-55, INJ numbers 1 and 2. Is that accurate, Doctor?
Yes.
Your Honor, just wish to break it.
Yes. Thank you, counsel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our noon recess. Please remember all of my admonitions to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves, form any opinions about the case, conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you, or allow anybody to communicate with you with regard to the case. We'll stand in recess until 1:30. All right, Doctor? Thank you. All right, back on the record in the Simpson matter. All parties are again present. All right, Deputy Magnaro, let's have the jurors, please. Yes, Mr. Neufeld? I thought you were going to take that up informally with Mr. Clark.
What was left is we take everything I want to report back to the court because there are some concerns about it, if I may.
Certainly. Mr. Neufeld, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, it's been about 4 weeks since we made it very clear to the prosecution in this case that we objected to Dr. Ware using any likelihood ratios if and when he was called as a witness. At that time, 4 weeks ago, on May 15th and on May 16th, Mr. Clark indicated to the court that it wasn't his intention to use Dr. Ware for likelihood ratios, but rather for the underlying frequency data contained in that report. We needed to know which tack they were going to take, because as we made it clear to the court at that time, if they took the tack of pursuing likelihood ratios, then we would have a 402 hearing and we would need to contact witnesses. We had never heard anything more in the intervening 4 weeks as to which way they were going to go. Until we got that report last week, which seemed to still indicate their pursuit of likelihood ratios. I spoke to Mr. Clark this morning at the suggestion of the court, and apparently, as he can report to Your Honor, they don't know yet, and they haven't been able to speak to Dr. Ware in the last few days or whatever because he's been on vacation. Our concern is that, and I think there's some fundamental unfairness here, and that the defense is certainly prejudiced by the situation, in that they've had more than enough time to find out which way they're going to move on this, so we can go out and, if need be, secure witnesses for such a hearing. All I'm asking is that, at this point in time, since they've now indicated that they intend to call Dr. Ware as early as next week, which doesn't give us a lot of time, that they inform the court on the record and inform counsel, certainly no later than tomorrow's Wednesday, certainly no later than Thursday, as to whether or not they intend to pursue the route of likelihood ratio, so we can get ready in time for a hearing for next week. Otherwise, we won't be able to do it with enough time.
Mr. Clark?
Yes, Your Honor. With regard to Dr. Weir, if he is on vacation, we'll be riding home tomorrow. He is to contact us as soon as he is able to. So it's our intent to speak with him tomorrow, maybe in the evening. And I indicated to Mr. Neufeld earlier today that once we've had that discussion with him, I think we'll be in a much better position to declare to him what types of evidence we may wish to offer to the jury. So I think at this point it's premature, but we're going to operate with all deliberate speed.
All right, then may I trust that this issue will be laid to rest at the latest by the close of business Friday?
I would hope so, yes. I might indicate to the court, Dr. Weir in fairly quick fashion produced a report, a preliminary report, as Mr. Neufeld indicated, very quickly. It's not totally complete, but he felt it important that both we and the defense have something to work from in this area. It's our intent to present in terms of these population frequencies what the scientific community feels is appropriate, and we will convey that direction that the community is telling us as soon as we're able to after we speak with Dr. Weir.
All right. All right, thank you, counsel. I look forward to hearing more DNA. All right, let's have the jury, please.
Can I have just about 30 seconds?
Sure. All right, let the record reflect we've been rejoined by all the members of our jury panel. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Laxmanan is again on the witness stand undergoing direct examination by Mr. Kelberg. And Mr. Kelberg, you may conclude your direct examination.
I'm going as quickly as I can, Your Honor.
All right.
Dr. Leishman, and again, with the court's permission, could you step down? Let's finish, if we can, please, going through the injuries that are in the photograph G55 I believe we stopped, if I'm not mistaken, with the protocol and diagrams through injury number 2. Is that correct? The curvilinear?
That is correct.
And let's pick up, if we could, doctor, would you identify what is injury number 3?
The injury number 3 is this confluent area of abrasions in the right cheek area, which I described in the morning, right here.
Has Dr. Golden diagrammed that confluent area?
Yes, he has.
Where?
In diagram 22-3.
Would you indicate, please, doctor, where it has been diagrammed and what, if any, description has been provided? Mr. Lynch could perhaps move back this way.
This is the area of abrasion injury, which he has diagrammed here on the left lower quadrant of 22-3, and he has described the description here, 1.5 inch by 3/4 inch abrasion, reddish brown, belongs to this area here, and also this description here applies to this area of injury.
What is that description that you were just pointing to, doctor?
Patchy, circumscribed area of abrasions. Actually, it's not patchy, it's poorly defined.
Mr. Kelberg, I was wondering if you and Dr. Lakshmana could stop talking over each other.
I'll try to do better.
Right, thank you.
It says poorly defined circumscribed abrasions.
Doctor, if you'll keep your voice up, too, it'll be helpful.
I don't know, Mr. Kelberg, would it be helpful to move the microphone to the doctor's tie? Would that be a better location for it?
I'm getting a shake of the head side to side from the sound person.
I'll talk louder, Your Honor.
You promise, doctor?
Yeah.
But he's been talking a long time.
Try my best, sir.
I don't.
The right cheek area shows this poorly circumscribed area of abrasions, 1.5 inch by 3/4 inch. Poorly defined, rather.
Doctor, is this writing here at all to correspond at all to what you've described as injury number 3?
I don't know, this would be injury number 4, next to the eye.
So before I start marking with a permanent marker, would it be accurate to include this area?
I need to help this video along a bit because we did finally get to the murders. Unfortunately, it's like reading Shakespeare, trying to figure out what happened. Here's what they think happened. Okay? OJ got to Nicole's house. Ron was not there. OJ hit Nicole on the top of her head, which took her to the ground. She's laying on the ground on her belly. OJ steps on her back with his foot to hold her there, lifts her head, and then almost decapitates her. While he's doing this, Ron comes on the scene. And he came on the scene because Nicole's mother had left her glasses at the restaurant they were at. He was the waiter. He's like, okay, I'll just take him to her house real quick. So Ron comes on the scene, and they think he went to assist Nicole, who was on the ground. And as he went towards Nicole, he was grabbed from behind by OJ with a knife to his throat. And that's when they think he got the pokes to the face. Those 5 pokes. They think there was taunting going on. And then two slits at his throat, which did not kill him. He moves and leaves Nicole. Nicole's on her belly with her head up on a step, and her throat, which is where all the blood. He's boxed in. There's the gate and the fence. So, he moves. He gets out of there. He got stabbed. Then he turns, and then you can see he's got lots of defense wounds to his hands. They cut his hand in many places. And then he had a whole bunch of stab wounds. I think, I'm not 100% sure about this one. The stab wound to his belly, his abdomen, was the one that actually was the fatal one. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he had a hit on his head too. So Nicole had a hit on her head. They think it was the the back of the knife. That's how she fell down the first time. That's how she went down. And then, so she didn't struggle a lot. She didn't have a chance to fight back or anything like that. It was, he hurt her, she hit the floor, and then he stabs her. Ron was not so lucky. Ron fought hard, and, he had a lot of wounds before he died. Now, we'll go back to Shakespeare, now that we know what happened. We think we know what happened. No one really knows but O.J.
No, not that area.
I'm sorry, not that area.
Just this area.
There. Would that otherwise be accurate?
Yes.
Circle that area in the lower left quadrant, and I'll write G-55, INJ, number 3. Does Dr. Golden then describe that confluent area, Doctor, in the protocol?
Right here, page 6, item 5, the first 5 lines,
Would you point to where that ends for that description?
right here above.
Circle it.
Outline that on the protocol in red, and to the left I'll write G-55,
Yes.
INJ, number 3.
Yes.
Sir, you
Doctor, is
missed
that
a
an
word up
accurate
there you didn't
description, in
circle.
your opinion, of this confluent area?
Yes. Yes.
Is this injury number 3 addressed at all in the addendum?
No.
In your judgment, was there any reason to do so?
No.
Is there anything further about injury number 3 which we have not discussed?
No.
Let's look at injury number 4 then, if you would identify it first from the photograph.
Injury number 4 includes these abrasions around the right eye, including a triangular area of abrasion.
From what you just told us a few moments ago, I gather there is some indication in 22 Roman numeral 3.
Yes, as you can see some of the abrasions diagram there, but also no, that's only diagram where you see it, 22-3, right there.
Doctor, is there more than one line on the schematic to represent injury number 4?
There's 1 or 2 lines here.
How many individual abrasions do you include in your description of injury number 4?
I just describe them as linear and irregular abrasions around the eye.
From looking at the photograph or any other photograph, can you approximate the total number of such abrasions around the eye?
About 3 of them there. 3 of them there in all the photographs I've seen.
Let me outline this area then, again in red. Is that the accurate area, Doctor, that I
Yes.
just outlined? And I'll draw a line out to the right side and write G-55, INJ, number 4. Anything further about this?
He correctly labels them as abrasions here, abrasions, ABR. But in the description, they're included under that. He just called them various other superficial wounds in the description of an item 4 of page 6. So it's not it reflects what he has diagrammed there.
So what you were just pointing to, Doctor, under item 4, page 6 of the autopsy protocol, where we've already written in G55 injuries 1 and 2, but per Dr. L, abrasions, not cuts, that description includes, in your opinion, the description of injury number 4?
Yes.
And although Dr. Golden has annotated the diagram to reflect multiple abrasions, he has in fact written a description that describes them as a superficial wound varying from 1/2 to 1 inch.
Yes.
Let me circle that area in blue just to set it off from what we've already outlined in red. Circle that on the protocol. I'll write out at the side G-55, INJ, number 4, but see diagram
Okay.
22 Roman numeral 3. And I'll write abrasions in quotation marks.
And he has addressed it to the addendum also.
You said there's something addressed in the addendum, Doctor?
Yes.
We have that here. Tell us where.
Page 2, number 3.
Number 3 of page 2, Doctor?
Yes.
Where?
The last line here, he has described the triangular abrasion which you see in the photograph as triangular. One adjacent to the right lower eyelid is triangular in appearance. Page 2, number 3, last line.
Would you point again on the photograph where that particular abrasion is?
It's right there. There are other photographs which show it well, but in that in that photograph, which is in evidence, it shows it right here where I'm pointing it and below the right eye.
And that's on G55, Your Honor, and appears to be the injury which is closest to the lower part of the right eye.
Yes.
And I'll outline this area also on the addendum in blue. Circle it, and out at the side right, G-55, INJ number 4. Anything further in the addendum regarding that injury, Doctor?
No.
All right, let's take the addendum down and ask you if you would please to move to injury number 5.
Injury number 5, though, I've collectively labeled as injury number 5 all the 5 sharp force injuries to the right cheek and area, and I measured them varying from 5/8 inch, 3/8 inch, quarter inch, 5/8 inch, and quarter inch respectively, when measured in a counterclockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And Doctor, is this the series 4 of which, in your opinion, overlay the confluent abrasions shown as injury number 3?
Yes.
Did Dr. Golden diagram any of those 5 superficial cuts?
Yes, in 22-1. Right here in the left lower quadrant, and he has labeled it also 5 superficial incised wounds of skin of right cheek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that an accurate, first of all, diagrammatic representation of their location?
Yes,
Is it an accurate description of what you see in the photograph?
yes, and it's also described in the report here.
Before we get to the report, there appears to be some writing to the right of the schematic. Does that associate itself with these 5 superficial cuts?
Yes, it says very superficial cuts here.
I'm sorry, what does it say?
Superficial cuts. Superficial IW is incised wounds.
And that's a more formal way of referring to a cut?
Yes.
Let me circle this entire area then. And I'm going to ask you, Doctor, when I'm done doing that, if you could, after I get to the side, I'm going to write G-55, INJ number 5.
Yes.
Would you point out very slowly, and I'll circle in red, the 5 cuts as diagrammed by Dr. Golden?
1, 2.
Let's stop at 1. And is there an entry for the size of that that's adjacent to it?
Says ½ an inch there.
So this is number 1.
Yes.
I'll circle it and I'll write number 1 of 5.
This is 2 here.
And I'll circle that.
No, there's only 1 there. This is the 2, 3, and 4.
I'm sorry, which is,
This is number 2.
which, Doctor?
This one, what I'm pointing out right there.
All right. Let me shorten that circle and I'll cover what I shouldn't have in a second. Outside, I'll write number 2 of 5. Where's 3?
Right next to it there.
What, I'm sorry, down here?
Right there.
What is already circled in red?
Yes.
All right, let me keep that then, and I'll just write up here, number 3 of 5.
This is number 4.
I'm sorry, here, Doctor?
This one right here, pointing out right there.
All right, let me circle that, and I'll, out of the side, write number 4 of 5.
And this is number 5 here.
And is there some writing associated with that?
It says, I think it's 5/8 of an inch.
Let me circle this area, and I'll write number 5 of 5. Doctor, which is the one of these 5 that, in your opinion, does not overlay the area of the confluent abrasion?
Right, this one.
That's what we've labeled number 5 of 5?
Yes.
Now, you said Dr. Golden addressed this as well in the protocol.
Yes, he addresses it as page 6, item 2. This whole paragraph refers to that.
Is that an accurate description of what you see in the photograph G55 concerning this injury or series of injuries?
Yes.
Let me outline this in blue. And I'll write G-55, INJ number 5. Doctor, in Dr. Golden's description, the last sentence, he says they are superficial, these 5 wounds, involving the skin only, associated with a small amount of cutaneous hemorrhage. Doctor, is that information of assistance to you in assessing whether those 5 cuts were inflicted before death, at or around the time of death, or after death?
It would, to me, it would indicate that they happened before death because you must have blood pressure to have hemorrhage in the soft tissues.
And the cutaneous hemorrhage would be into the soft tissues, as you define that term?
Yes.
Anything else about number 5?
Nothing else.
All right, I believe you said there was a number 6? Or am I
No, number
mistaken?
6 has already been discussed. That is the wound to the right ear, which goes to the temporal bone.
Is there any other injury to the face that we have not discussed in 1 through 5?
No.
Is there any aspect of the addendum that addresses the last series of injuries, number 5, that we have not gone to yet?
No.
So as far as you're concerned, doctor, have we completed a discussion of the facial injuries in G55?
Yes.
Doctor, if you want to take a stand for just a brief moment and sit, I want to ask you some questions about some testimony. And I'm focusing now, doctor, strictly on injury 5, this series of 5 superficial cuts, 4 of which you say overlay the confluent abrasion area that is injury number 3. As part of your review, doctor, did you review Dr. Golden's preliminary hearing testimony concerning this area?
Yes, I did.
And inviting...
There'd be an objection based on the fact that this is all hearsay.
May I continue, Your Honor?
At this point, yes.
Is there any continuing objections?
The objection is premature at this time. The question was, did you review the testimony? Yes, I did. There's been no question that calls
Mr.
for...
Harm is going to cut if the question is read.
That's a speaking objection as well. Proceed, Mr. Kelvin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Doctor, in inviting court and counsel's attention to pages 81 and 82 and 85 of that preliminary hearing transcript, and 86, I should say, was this part of the information you reviewed, doctor? Questioning by Mr. Hodgman. Now, doctor, I realize that there are more lesser wounds that were not indicated on your diagram, but I would like to move ahead now to the lower left-hand figure on Peoples 27 for identification. And, sir, you observed during the course of your autopsy 5 wounds to the right side of Mr. Goldman's face. Is that correct? Answer, yes. Question, and it appears that we have 4 of those 5 wounds marked in red on that lower left-hand figure on Peoples 27 for identification. Is that correct? Answer, yes. Question, now would you in brief describe those wounds for us, sir? Answer, okay. Referring to my notes, these were superficial cuts varying in orientation involving the skin of the right cheek.
Josh, Utah's being a jerk today. Utah is being a very big, fat jerk today. So to look up a case in Utah costs 10 cents. Even when they find no records of any case, they charge you 10 cents. So, like, let's say you misspelled a name. 10 cents. Okay, let's try it again. 10 cents. Ted instead of Theodore. 10 cents. Theodore instead of Ted. 10 cents. Spending 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents over and over again and not getting any information, BS is BS. I'm supposed to get the body cam of Ted Stokes being pulled over for a DUI today. But they keep charging me 10 cents and not giving me the case number. Over and over and over and over again. I just paid 10 cents, 10 cents. It's like I'm playing a slot machine. No payout at the end. Now I'm going to get it, but man, I'm going to be calling them and asking them for my dimes back. Good luck charging my card, though.
And they varied from approximately 1/2 to 1 inch in maximal length. Question, and these 5 wounds, sir, were not fatal. Is that correct in and of themselves? Answer, correction. Yes, I said 1/2. It's okay. Referring to my protocol, they were small cuts. They varied from 1/4 inch in length to 5/8 of an inch in length. The superficial cuts on the right side of the cheek. Question, all to the right side of the cheek, is that correct? Answer, yes. And before I read the next question and answer, doctor, is this a reference to what you have described as injury number 3, the area of the confluent abrasions?
Objection, proceed.
You may answer.
I thought the cuts you described refer to injury number 5, the 5 cuts.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Doctor, let me ask you to review, including the part that is going to come after what I've just read to you, and also invite your attention to page 85. I think I may have made a mistake. I may have misinterpreted.
Right.
But I want to be sure that the doctor...
All right, Mr. Calvert, proceed.
All right. Doctor, in fact, are those the 5 cuts which you have identified collectively as injury number 5?
Yes.
What I was reading. All right, then continuing on. Question, and were all of those ante-mortem wounds as far as you could determine? Answer, yes, they were. Doctor, are you in agreement with that opinion that those 5 are ante-mortem wounds?
Yes.
Now let me refer you to page 85 to questioning starting on line 14. I'm sorry, let me start on line 7. Question, those are the 5 cutting wounds you testified to? Answer, yes. So it had 2 things visible there, the multiple abrasions on the cheek, and that refers to this injury number 3, the confluent abrasions, doctor?
Yes.
and then the circumscribed area which contained the cutting wounds, the superficial cutting wounds. Question, and sir, with reference to diagram Peoples 28 for identification, you're indicating an area on that figure in the lower left-hand side, is that correct? Answer, yes. Question, now with regard to those abrasions, this is injury number 3, would you characterize those abrasions as antemortem, perimortem, or postmortem? Answer, I would not characterize them as postmortem. They appeared to be perimortem based on their coloration. Question, and again, perimortem meaning, answer, at about the time of death, which could be shortly before, at the time of, or shortly thereafter. Again, doctor, you reviewed that testimony?
Yes, I did.
Doctor, do you agree with that opinion concerning that area of confluent abrasion?
No, I think it is antemortem because, as I pointed out earlier, out of the 5 small sharp force injuries we discussed, 4 of them overlie this area of abrasion. And these sharp force injuries show evidence of hemorrhage in the tissue, which would indicate that the person had blood pressure and the heart was beating when those sharp force injuries took place. So if they overlie an area of abrasion, the abrasion must have occurred before the sharp force injury, which would indicate that they also occurred before death when the person had blood pressure and the heart was beating.
And assuming hypothetically that Dr. Golden testified that in his opinion, the confluent abrasions which underlie the cuts were perimortem, that is around the time of death, would it make any medical sense to you how the cuts that are overlaying those abrasions could have been antemortem?
I said that they are antemortem.
No, my question is, given Dr. Golden's opinion that the underlying abrasions are perimortem, that was his opinion according to this hypothetical transcript, correct?
Yes.
Does it make any medical sense how the injury, which in your opinion comes after the cuts overlaying the abrasions, how they could be antemortem with the underlying injury, the abrasions, being perimortem?
That is what I opined already, the abrasion.
Basis.
Improper hypothetical, improper question.
Sustain.
Doctor, if Dr. Golden testified that injury number 3, the abrasions, were perimortem, and he also opined that the cuts, injury number 5, were antemortem, in your opinion, would that indicate that the cuts came before the abrasions?
No, the cuts came after the abrasion.
Now, I understand what your opinion is, doctor. My question is, if Dr. Golden had the opinion that the abrasions were perimortem and the cuts were antemortem, would that indicate that, at least in Dr. Golden's view, the cuts came before the abrasions?
That is correct.
And doctor, if the cuts came before the abrasions, how, if you can explain medically, could the cuts be overlaying the abrasions rather than the abrasions overlaying the cuts?
It cannot be explained.
Would you consider that opinion, if held by Dr. Golden, that the cuts came before the abrasions, to be a mistake?
Well, he said it's perimortem, and perimortem also includes injuries which could just occur around the time of death. But in this situation, I would consider it a mistake.
Any significance to you?
No.
Same reasons?
Yes.
Now, doctor, I think we're done with the picture of the facial injuries, and let's go, if we could, to the board that I had marked just before we started for the afternoon session, or for the just before the morning session ended.
362.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. Doctor, again, with the court's permission, would you step to this board of photographs? And this board is titled Sharp Force Injuries to the Left Flank, Left Thigh, and Right Chest of Mr. Goldman, Blunt Force Trauma, and Lividity. First of all, doctor, we have a photograph in the center at the top, underneath of which there's a designation 43E. I ask you to assume that that is a copy of the same photograph, which is marked already as People's Exhibit 43E, and it reflects the condition of Mr. Goldman's body at the time the body was discovered by Officer Risky around 12:13 in the morning on June 13th, 1994.
Objection, no foundation of that statement.
Well, we'll
Doctor, first of all, inviting your attention to G1 and G2. Are you familiar with what is shown in those two photographs?
Yes, those are the photographs of Mr. Goldman taken at the coroner's office on June 14th, 1994, in the morning with his clothing present.
And doctor, does this, each of these photographs represent what you saw on June 13th, the day before, when you viewed Mr. Goldman's body and Ms. Nicole Brown Simpson's body at the time they arrived at the coroner's office?
Yes.
Now, doctor, let me invite your attention, if I could please, first to a photograph in the lower left-hand corner of the chart, or series of photos, marked G17. Are you familiar with what is shown in that?
Yes.
What is that?
That is a close-up photograph of the left thigh area of Mr. Goldman after his clothing has been removed. And this is the photograph taken after the body is washed. And what you see here is a stab wound to the left thigh, and it's a gaping wound. It's got a blunt end on its posterior aspect, or on the right side of the photograph, and the sharp end on the left side of the photograph. And this wound is an antemortem penetrating stab wound, and it was about 3 inches deep.
Doctor, from your description of a posterior blunt end and using the left side of the photograph, the sharp end being on the left side, is that accurate?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion as to the type or class of knife or knives which could have caused that stab wound?
It's a single-edged knife.
Is this a wound which could only have been caused by a single-edged knife?
Yes.
And going back, if you can recall to our chart with 3 different examples of wound patterns, which wound pattern, if any, would this particular wound reflect?
This would reflect injury pattern 1, but I must emphasize that there is also a cutting component to this stab wound. That is, the blunt end is still retained, but the single-edged knife which caused this wound also caused a cut extension of the wound.
Doctor, in your opinion, is this wound a fatal wound?
It's a non-fatal wound.
What, if any, reaction from the body would you expect given the location of that stab wound?
It would cause significant bleeding.
Doctor, I want to invite your attention, and by the way, which leg is this, Doctor?
The left thigh,
Can you point out in your own body, on your own body, a general area location?
roughly in this area here,
Could you pull your coat pocket back?
right here.
Your Honor, for the record, the witness is identifying an area that is just to the front of his left pant pocket and down near the bottom of where the pant pocket ends.
Yes, upper thigh.
Thank you, Your Honor.
When I measured it in my 1:1 photographs, it measured G17, 1 7/8 inch by 7/8 inch, the gaping state.
Doctor, is that hypothetical single-edged knife with an approximate 6-inch long blade tapering at the tip consistent with having caused this stab wound?
Yes.
I want to invite your attention back to G1 and G2, and in particular your attention to the left pant leg as shown in each of those photographs. Is the appearance of the pant leg in each of those photographs of some significance to you in evaluating the relative positions of Mr. Goldman and the perpetrator at the time that wound was inflicted?
Yes.
How so?
Because what we have here in G1 and G2 is extensive blood staining of the left part of the jeans which Mr. Goldman is wearing, which would indicate that he was most likely upright for some time after this injury was inflicted. Because as you know, blood which would come out of a wound of such as we have here in the left thigh would drain down the thigh due to gravity if somebody is upright, and that would stain the trouser or the jeans.
For example, Doctor, if Mr. Goldman had been in the position as shown in these photos, G1 and G2, and had remained in that position with the stab wound received in that position, would you have any scientific explanation as to how the blood could be on the pant leg below the area of the wound going towards the shoe?
It won't fit that kind of position because the blood seems to be definitely going downwards as though he was upright in the line of gravity.
Doctor, how rapidly a response of external bleeding would you expect from a wound the nature of this particular stab wound as seen in G17?
You would have significant bleeding from that stab wound, even though it did not injure any major big vessel. There are a lot of smaller vessels which supply these muscles in the front of the thigh, and it was a wound which went up to 3 to 3.5 inches in depth, and you have a pretty gaping wound, so there would be significant bleeding from that wound, but it's not a fatal wound because no major vessel was struck.
Doctor, is there a description provided by Dr. Golden in his protocol regarding this stab wound?
Yes.
Does the description include a description internally of the pathway of this stab wound?
Yes.
What is that description?
Basically, it goes through the muscular tissues of the left thigh. It did not strike any major vessel, and it was 3 to 3.5 inches deep, going in the left to right direction without deviation.
Given that description, are you able to offer an opinion as to the relative positions? You've indicated Mr. Goldman was upright in your judgment when he received this injury and for some period thereafter. Are you able to offer an opinion for the relative positions of the perpetrator and Mr. Goldman at the time that stab wound was inflicted?
I will not be able to give a specific scenario. The perpetrator could have been in the front or the back. If he was holding with the right hand the knife, it could be that the perpetrator was in the front, but I won't be able to say with definitive certainty where the perpetrator was or where the victim was when this wound was inflicted.
Doctor, if you'll keep your voice up, please. If we could find a ruler again. Would you show us what you mean with a right-handed person, that is, a person holding the knife in the right hand, the relative positions, and then show us a left-handed person in the sense of holding the knife in the left hand? I will take on the role of Mr. Goldman. You tell me where you need me to be in relation to yourself.
Well, these are just hypothetical demonstrations.
Objection irrelevant.
You may continue, Doctor.
One, if you can be facing me in the front. One method could be with the knife being held in this manner, with the blunt edge on the outer aspect and the sharp edge on this aspect, like this, in the thigh.
And if you'll stop there very quickly, the doctor has taken the ruler to represent the knife in his right hand. He referred to the blunt edge as being the edge which is outer, the outer side of the knife, the sharp edge being the inner side, and he has pressed it against that same area of my left thigh, with the angulation being, if you'll, is that the angulation, Doctor?
Yes.
He has the bottom of the ruler in contact with my body, slightly lower, perhaps at about a 30-degree angle from the horizontal, obviously then with the higher end, the other end being higher.
Just to add to the,
And if we could, can we turn in some fashion, Doctor, so the ladies and gentlemen of the jury can see what you've just pointed, set the ruler?
like this, yes. The other point I want to make is there is also a cutting component to the stab wound. So there was either movement of the knife or the victim's thigh during this time, during this penetration and withdrawal, which caused this stabbing plus a cutting component to it.
Now, what about a person holding the knife in his left hand?
Well, if it was in the left hand, you could have it the same manner, standing behind him and stabbing him in this manner.
And for the record, Dr. Lakshmana has taken a position behind me and basically now holding the ruler in his left hand, which would be the blunt edge,
The blunt edge would still be to the back. It has to be a single edge knife for this wound.
and the blunt edge would be the inner edge in this scenario, Doctor?
The blunt edge would be facing me, and the sharp edge would be facing to the front.
And the angulation otherwise is still the same?
Yes, I just gave you two possibilities.
I think you need to angle around the other way to show the other jurors in the end of the box.
And is that the same angulation necessary, Doctor, under this scenario?
Yes.
Doctor, you indicated that Dr. Golden, addressed this in the protocol, is that correct? This stab
Yes,
wound?
he addresses it in page 9 and 10, number 4.
And before we move, everybody, does he also have some indication in a diagram?
Yes, he does on Form 21, number 2.
Is it addressed in any fashion in the addendum?
No,
Is there any reason it should have been in your judgment?
no.
If I can switch with Mr. Lynch. And I'm sorry, the page number for the protocol, Doctor?
Page 9 and 10, number 4. Page starts on page 9. Starts here as number 4, stab wound of left thigh.
Doctor, in your opinion, is this an accurate description of that thigh injury?
Yes,
And it continues on to the next page?
yes. Top of the next page.
Before we flip it, let me mark. Is this the only injury, Doctor, of photograph G17?
Yes.
Let me just outline that then on our protocol, and I'll write G-17. And now if we can flip the page.
It ends here on page 10.
With an opinion,
Yes,
in your opinion, is Dr. Golden's opinion accurate on this particular injury?
yes.
And I'll outline that on page 10 of the protocol, and again write G-17. Doctor, where in the diagram we put up board 21, perhaps Mr. Lynch can refresh my memory as to the number of that board on the tab. 3G, John.
Thank you.
This is 21 dash number 2. It's diagrammed in the left lateral view of the left lateral view diagram in the left thigh.
Is there any written description which is attached to that?
Yes, it says stab wound to left thigh, 33 inches from the heel.
And there appears to be some writing, is there, Doctor, just above the SW?
Yes, it says length, and I can't read the letters. I'm sorry, it says left to right,
And that reflects what,
the
Doctor?
direction.
Of the stab wound?
Yes.
So if I circle this entire area, Doctor, would this accurately identify what is G17?
Yes.
And I've done so in blue and written the designation G17. Is there anything further about that stab wound, Doctor?
No.
Anything further in the protocol on that stab wound?
No.
Anything further in the photograph of that?
No.
I want to move then, if we could, Doctor, to photograph G10. photograph, lower right corner of Exhibit 362. What are we seeing in that photograph, Doctor?
You are seeing evidence of 3 sharp force injuries to the right. First of all, we're seeing the right side of the trunk, from the right chest to the right hip area. And this is the upper part of the body. And the lower part of the photograph shows the upper hip area here. The right lower chest shows 2 sharp force injuries. Both are stab wounds, one located in the front of the side of the chest, which is toward the right side of the photograph. The other sharp force injury is to the left side of the photograph on the back side of the side of the chest. This stab wound, both of them are fatal stab wounds. They entered the lung and caused hemorrhage. We have another sharp force injury to the lower right flank area, and this one was a superficial wound. It was non-fatal. So this photograph, then in addition, we also have some abrasions, which appear post-mortem on the side of the right chest, some between the 2 sharp force injuries of the right chest and the sharp force injury of the right flank, and an area of abrasion just below the stab wound in the posterior aspect of the side of the chest.
Now we hear about what really killed Ron, if you were paying attention, which I was not, because I had a very important phone call with Bill. Bill calls me and I have to answer. He gets really mad. You know, scary mad. No? All right, guys, we are going to end it here. And I don't think we're going to be able to see. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, we have 2 more videos until we hit 300. And we will get through them all. We're on this one. But we only have a few minutes left. And then this will take us through tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And then Wednesday we pass 300. This will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it. I think by the end of this week we're done with the coroner. We're done with the medical examiner. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor. Is there a I'm sure there's a difference. What's the difference between the coroner and the medical examiner? Is there a different schooling involved, or is it just the title, or is one bigger and better than the other? Or is like the coroner like the top dog of the county when it comes to death, and the medical examiner is just, one of the doctors that examine or is that backwards, or is that just completely wrong? I don't know. All right, I think to me in my head they're the same thing. Coroner and medical examiner are both the exact same thing. Until someone tells me I'm wrong, I'm just gonna stick with my opinion. Because what does it matter if I'm wrong? I didn't hurt anybody. Just don't know the difference. Alright. I need to find Ted Stokes' DUI body cam. I thought it would be simple. It's not. So wish me luck today. I might just get frustrated and give it up and try to get my computer upstairs. Who knows? I got a lot to do today. I will see you all again soon. Thank you so much for watching OJ with me. Bye, guys. Thanks.